Have you ever heard a story, Cora?
No.
I did when my daughter did a story on
All right, we are an oral histories program, and what we do is we go around and collect stories from everyday Americans just like you. And we archive them in the Library of Congress and the Smithsonian Museum for African American Culture and History.
And they don't be messing with your content?
They don't be messing with my content.
You got something.
Right. Marcus Peters. Our interview partners are Marshawn Lynch and Joshua Johnson.
You wanna tell my age?
Y'all close to 40. And in relationship to him, we cousins.
This the mob. This the family. I think this might be the first time we ever.
Y'all got something exclusive.
People always say, business and family don't mix. Why does it work for y'all, and what is it about your family that makes it work?
We work well with organized chaos. Putting it in perspective, at the Rookie Symposium, they told me basically to leave everybody who I grew with to get to that point, to leave them behind. And then you fast forward to, I ain't gonna say no time of day, because that's gonna age niggas. But you look forward to this point right now.
Facts.
And then you sit down and you have a situation like this, who's all family, who's all bosses in their own rights. The following behind each and every damn one of us is huge.
When you saying we all got our own families and we all got our own shit that we bring to this table, and when we always come to it, no matter how fucked up it is, we gonna find a way to make sure that gets evened out.
If we didn't have it, what do you think it would be if we didn't have that chaos?
Some real squares. Took our bread, we'd have took our bread and hit it. Like they
We just
told us
be
to.
like the little outside right now. Dude.
Yeah, but that ain't us though.
But we never lived under the order of what the society say you should be or shouldn't be. Look, you take it right there. You got 3 misfits. You what, 18 years in the league?
Supposed to be.
Arguably one of the best corners that ever put spikes on and 10 toes to the pavement. When you look at it from a broad situation, like defied the odds, overcame so much shit.
And brung people with us.
All right, so look, for Beast Mode. When
Or
Beast,
Juice Man.
well, no, I'm just saying for Beast Mode, when that shit like came to like full circle for the world,
Everybody copy this.
and everybody loved Marshawn for who you is right now, and all the acting you doing, all the ownership shit, all the business shit that you got going on. Like how you handle that transition for yourself. Like, all right, I'm transitioning from Marshawn doing all the bad shit in the field and off the field. You feel me? Doing a whole bunch of bad shit.
Man, we don't talk about Bruno, man.
I'm just saying, I ain't saying all the shit, you know what I mean? But just you making that transition from you, Marshawn, going to the league early for me, and then going through having your career with football, and then you getting out of that shit and you diving into all the world you in now.
I think it kind of, you know what, man?
Because I appreciate all the opportunities, man.
I don't be
Straight
taking a lot of,
life.
I don't be
You know what I
taking a
mean?
lot of shit serious though, right?
Sean Gandhi.
So I'm gonna take this shit serious, right? And I'm gonna really give you some ism on, you know what I mean, how I really felt about that situation. And it was this philosopher, I would say read, but I listened to, you know what I mean? And he was giving some game and shit. And he was like, if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. And I was like, damn.
Stupid. Stupid.
I'm like, this is oh.
You know what that
I
is.
said
Why
this
your
is oh. Sugar free, he told me. He told me at a young age. That said, if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. And I was like, oh shit. So I just stayed ready my whole life while I was going through it. It was always like, and my mind was like, oh, okay, at some point in time, I'm not gonna be able to play ball. So while I was playing ball, I did other shit. I didn't know whether that shit was gonna work or not, but I know during the time I enjoyed doing it, so I did it. So when I was done playing ball, it didn't really feel like a transition to me because I had already been doing it. So when I go into, doing some acting and shit, like, I was already doing commercials. And then when it talk about business through it, and there was another philosopher, and that said, the didn't want to give me a deal, so I signed myself. And then, the brand of Beast Mode is grown, you know what I mean? And because they wasn't fucking with me, I decided to create some shit, and it worked. And then when we get in there and they say, oh, okay, yeah, we want to work with you, Sean. Like, hold on. You gotta come fuck with my foundation and my kids and shit too, you feel what I'm saying? So now we putting all of that shit together and we bringing it back home.
I learned a lot from y'all. And when I was analyzing what Sean was doing, I was like, I see so many people get power and abuse that shit. But it's like, you got all this power, you can do this however you want to, and you decide to help somebody that ain't nobody gonna never know you helped. For sure. You feel what I'm saying? But where we know the impact is at is where we at now, when them same people starting to come up to us. Bro, y'all remember me when I was 8, 7? Y'all came here and then they men or they grown women, they like, you don't know what that did for me. You just doing that just out of kindness of your heart. To me, that's just a whole nother, that's a blessed, brother. I don't know no other way to say it, but you blessed and you using your blessing to continue to push what God wants from us. He want us to be, I bless you with the world, now I want you to uplift others. You feel what I'm saying? You had a lot to do with that, bro.
And hey, I appreciate that. But yeah, I like doing movies.
Nah, because it's simple as fuck.
Something's wrong with you.
Fam First Family Foundation was established in 2007. It's a lifestyle, though. We impact kids one at a time with everything that's positive, whether it be resources, whether it be ism, or whether it be physical activity. Anything that can make you better, we about it. And that's Fam First in a nutshell.
Why did y'all start the foundation? Why did y'all start Fam First?
Sean.
Because shit, for me, that shit was everything that I needed right there. And I think all of us at that time that was my age, I think we needed that motivation. You getting drafted and then you coming right after. Like, why did y'all really think that the foundation was necessary for Oakland at that time?
To be honest, and didn't. I just knew this much. Like when I was just, talking about when I looked behind me. For one, because I didn't understand the position I was in, nor did I expect anything to come of it. It wasn't so much like, oh, I'm finna make an impact for something way bigger, but now I got my little brother and my little cousins, and we finna really get down. And so then when you look at it from the bigger picture, it's like, we got something, we own something. Throughout the conversations, it was, hey, if we could just take one kid, bro, and help them change their thought process on how they see the world, then I feel that's a win. Because it in my situation, I was one kid, but I didn't have this right here, and that shit turned into 19 years.
I don't think our impact was ever gonna say, we gonna guarantee we gonna get you drafted. No, we're not telling you that. We're not telling you we're gonna get you drafted. We're not telling you what we're gonna do. We're gonna put some shit in your mind that when you gotta make them tough choices, you're gonna say, you know what? I got something to fall back on. For sure. Now, I actually got the confidence now to go be something great, though, because I seen Sean do it. I seen Mark doing it. I seen Josh do it. They did more than football players. They doing all this, and they still in the town. We are going against the odds of what all the smart people in the world told us to do. Don't do this shit together. So everything that's coming with it, family-wise, community-wise, the stress, the arguments that we display in front of everybody, we display the high and the lows, we never forget the bigger picture, that they told us not to do this, we figured it out, and we still got a long way to go.
It's a real opportunity to really, build something that strong to where we did. This shit still, you know what I'm talking about? That shit's still going, that shit's still growing.
Like we don't never talk about this shit, but I don't think people understand that we ain't just did shit here. We did some shit in other countries too, and it's all off the love because that's what you're supposed to do. Where did those opportunities come from?
The opportunities came from starting to be marketable outside of just, you know what I mean, Oakland, the city I was playing in, to where I start getting calls from other countries and they want, you know what I mean, you to come out there and bless their situation, because they ain't really never seen a real town like this, you understand? It was like, hold on, who is this dude right here though? They was like, this got to be an alien type shit. Like, so, you know, get the opportunity to go do, you know, some camps out there. And then they expect, this football, superstar. And then when you get there and you meet them, where they at on some like ground level type, nah, what's happening? We finna go to the spots where y'all eat at. We ain't
Drop
need
us
all
off
that.
in the hood.
And then I bring, real family with me. And it's like, oh, well, I thought, you was gonna bring Tom Brady with you. Like, nah, it don't work like that, bro. I don't. Tom Brady cool, but I don't know him like that to, you know what I mean? And I bring real fucking family to a whole nother situation, and then they get to actually sit down and learn, hold on, you don't play football and you a regular like me, and you get to go to other it just gives them a whole different perspective of what, they get to redefine what success look like for a time.
I got one for you, Headache, but this my favorite one, and I need you to answer this one.
Okay. Okay.
With your, what'd you say? With your feelings.
Look.
Man, your daughter raw as fuck. With you seeing your baby success, first of all, how you take that in, and then second of all, like how you trying to change that gear for her right now?
I knew y'all had it early, bro. But y'all knew that, like, she was the easiest one to teach how to play catch. And so you seen the natural ability, and it was just like, all right, but she was being raised a little privileged. You feel me? And so, like, for me,
her daddy a whole NFL quarterback. How she supposed to be raised?
That's the whole part. That's the second part of this question.
That's what I'm asking.
The second part of this question go like that, but the first part is like, at the end of the day, bro, like, it go back to everybody can tell us what they think works.
Yeah.
But we know what works. Like, we do it from the standpoint of a non-privileged, like, when people like, how y'all work out? Ghetto aerobics. You feel me? What is ghetto aerobics? We'll buzz down anywhere, anytime. So I'm looking at it like, when you put it in that context, it's like, all right, baby, you gotta get some of this somehow. It's hard as a daddy, because you gotta play this role, play that role. You feel me? Like, but at the end of the day, you gotta get some of this. So that's why I was like, you gotta go to Tech.
Saying is that's why I'm fighting with the community right now. It's not like it's just it's a skip of a process of that. And I'm learning because I'm dealing with the Pop Warner kids, and I deal with 707.
Steps, bro.
Is that these kids aren't as behind as we think they are. No. We have to, as parents, challenge them, and then we got to meet them halfway.
Everybody want to skip the steps because they want the return. But at the end of the day, the real return comes through the struggle.
Don't love the results if you can't love yourself.
Society now try to say like, oh, that's too hard, or that's too this, that's too that. But at the end of the day, that shit worked. I feel very confident in the seeds I was planting, and so we're gonna see what happens.
I only ask that because it's like, she next for us.
Sports reveal your real character.
Yes.
So you better believe that shit.
With the mental shit, you're not gonna be able to be soft with, especially with dealing with the football side of the shit. You gotta have hard conversations, and it gotta be direct, and it gotta be exactly what you're trying to get done with yourself. So I used to get put out the house on Sundays, and whatever you did from Sunday at 9 o'clock roughly till about 7:30, it was just what it was gonna be. Whether you got your ass whooped, whether you went and stole, whether you went and did a whole bunch, because you had to do something.
Do kids still go get the berries off the trees?
They don't got no trees with no berries.
Mama go tell her to bring it in the house so she can wash it with the, what's the
Or she gonna go to Safeway and buy it for him.
I don't know, man. I don't want to just be saying shit. But do you think that's why, like, we got somewhat like mental toughness?
Yeah.
We do got mental.
We had to survive that.
I mean,
But that I don't think we survived. I thought that was normal.
I just Mark saying basically, sports reveal your character, and then what you saying is, like, by any means necessary, but our environment trained our mental toughness, right? But when I look at that, and it's like, all right, what does that mean in today's society? First and foremost, we still move by the same old school sticks and stones, break your bones, words don't hurt you. You could say whatever you want to us, bro, and that's not, like, it ain't gonna really do nothing to us. So, but in today's world, those things tend to weigh people down. But it all goes back to, like, sports reveal your character. If your coach telling you suck, if this a dude that's controlling your playing time, shit, I might want to believe him. But what do I do with my actions when you say I suck? Yeah. All right, coach, tell me how I suck so I can actually go get better, kid.
You know that got me in so much trouble?
Yeah, but
that shit got part. The challenging part. It's just that I was just asking too many goddamn questions so I can get the full, complete understanding. You gotta tell me what the D-line doing, the linebacker doing, the safety doing, and why you calling this play at this time. Because I have to hit on all these details, bro.
The shit that you got in trouble for, was it right? Was it wrong? You wasn't doing nothing wrong, right? Technically,
all right. A little bit. Was it a little bit? All right, a little bit.
The reactions.
Maybe for that individual.
The reactions.
Was it wrong for, like, you actually doing something wrong, creating harm?
No.
So boom.
Yeah.
Now that you 32,
that's why
Hall of Fame career, gonna be a great coach. When you decide to do that, you feel me? Do you regret doing that?
No.
Because it made you who you is.
Yeah.
Because it made you hella smart. Because we went through shit. Because you came out on top. You came out happy, healthy, great player, gonna be a great coach. And that's, to me, why that's important.
Yeah.
So I'm never gonna take that away from you. Why are you loyal to the town? Because at the end of the day, when I first was younger, even though I was a square, I thought I was gonna die at 16. And I shouldn't have thought like that. So I had to start evaluating, why was I thinking I was gonna get shot? Nobody around me my mama wasn't bringing no guns in the house or nothing. My daddy was a basketball coach. But at the end of the day, when I walked outside, I was in an environment where that was said you were gonna die at 16. How many people lost to that? That saying. Yeah. Like people that they was on the same path as us, going to practice, doing everything, and it got a little hard. And they said, forget it, I'm about to jump off the porch, bruh. Because once you go, it ain't no coming back. It's hard because the damage is done. And so it's like, where did that loyalty for me become changing that mindset. Changing that mindset first. Then it's like, all right, you change that mindset of, man, I'm not supposed to die until I'm 16. People really out here living to their 80s and they living great lives and all this, and all they doing is staying focused. They staying focused.
Walnuts.
They eat walnuts. They do eat their veggies and all. That's a whole nother conversation. But it starts building on top of that. The foundational is like, all right, I'm gonna survive my neighborhood and thrive in it the same way I did in sports. OG told me this, bruh. They was like, whether y'all realize it or not, y'all had an obligation to not only the city of Oakland, but to black people. Because in 2008, 2009, the landscape was different. It wasn't no movements, it wasn't no marches being done. Like, that was all an afterthought. But we wanted to go holler at Frederica Nukin for a reason. Because we knew, well, how did y'all get inspired by a youth center? Well, the Panthers was here. That inspired our parents to want to go work in the communities. Like, so instead of us being like, oh, the Panthers was hella old, like the youngsters be saying now, they don't matter. No, that shit matter because they planted the seed for us. And then it's a continuous planting the seeds. Evolution is going to happen regardless because we are not going to stop this world from evolving. But in order to understand where your place is in that evolution, you got to understand where the hell you come from.
We need our Oakland authenticity back.
25 cent ices, feel me, hella Kool-Aid with all that sugar syrup on the top of that motherfucker. Turning on the water hoses. Having to walk from the east to the west to the north just for a house party that you know gonna get shut down before you even get there.
This motherfucker's still beautiful.
It's still beautiful.
I still love going down E14.
It still feel good when you fly back home. You like, damn, I miss this motherfucker. So that love is always gonna be here. But
we loyal to a fault to this place. We loyal. That's an Oakland trait. An Oakland trait is loyalty to a fault. We are loyal. As you can see with people with the Raiders, they still Raider fans and they done moved 3 times on them. You feel me? But like, we loyal to a fault to this place.
She wrote down. She a home stenographer.
She moved
She
quick.
writing down.
She
all
writing that
this
shit down.
She writing it down right there.
But that loyal,
These
but that,
notes is in the archive.
but that loyalty.
That's-
For real? So she,
Yeah, she writing all this in
She writing down every time you
how she
said.
gonna file it though?
She did it.
Y'all
It's
said
right
like
there.
85.5 times.
Your hand on her.
What? For real?
Nigga.
Take that. Damn.
She can't.
We been working
I
on
did
that
it
too.
on purpose.
I tried.
You have? Well,
But
that's,
I mean,
I've been working on it,
That's
bro.
good
Trying
for
not to
y'all.
cuss so much.
for real?
Yeah.
You did a bad job.
in order,
Cause I'm around y'all.